Hello everyone, Soul17 here. Looking for just like usual, down this picture, not pay video. Alright, okay. Um, yeah, nothing special, just wanted to make this because I had the next part in my head and I'd rather just get part 3 out because I had neglected this for about 2, maybe more months. So yeah, next is the next Blade episode. So yeah. Sunday though, want to make a quick announcement. I may not be making any videos because my nieces are gonna be sleeping here to Sunday night. They're gonna be here like all day, so yeah, I'm just gonna be spending time with them. Anyways, let's just get into this video. As we last left off was after Issei said to the girls, Razor's Parage saying I am your opponent, and the queen complimented on how Renair's lucky. And the Razor just going like, wait, what? So yeah. So he goes like, wait, what do you mean? And she goes, oh, nothing, Razor, sir. And, well, I think we should know what our opponent is like. He goes, alright. I'm a fallen angel. And I'm a ghoul. And, well, I have simply, as he lifts up his left arm, and the boosted gear comes on, I'm the Red Dragon Emperor, or you should call me the Red Dragon Ghoul Emperor. As he had a little smile on his face, in which all the girls that are the chess pieces, are kind of scared. But, it disappears, and he does put his arm back into his pocket. Hold on. Alright, I thought I heard something. But yeah. And so, he just looks at Razor and says, you better train, or you're gonna get pierced by my Kagune, Phoenix. And he's just walking out of the room, as Azazel says, Issei, do you mind staying here? I have to talk to the Grimories. And he goes, yeah, boss, I will. And so Razor's family is looking at him, along with his sister, and she goes, ha! Doesn't matter if you're a ghoul, and what is a Kagune anyway? It's not like you're anything special. You may be a fallen angel, but we're high-ranking demons. As an Issei looks at the girl and just looks at his family, her parents, he does ask them, do you always teach your daughter to speak like this? If so, she needs to learn to respect others, even if they are lesser than her. Or she can easily tell who's stronger. As, Razor's father does bow to him and says, I'm sorry, I'll discipline her in proper etiquette. As, even try to show her, tell the difference between weaklings and strong. As Issa just says, good. As, he can feel already fear, because there's a power coming off him that, is like no other. So Razor's sister just goes like, what do you mean, Dad? And he goes, sweetie, he's a fallen angel. That means, depending on who he is, or what rank he is, he can basically summon out spears, swords, mostly any type of energy-based weapon that has holy energy to kill us. She goes, oh, and plus he has the boosted gear as the Red Dragon. Then she remembered the legends about it, and she's like, and then she finally learns terror. She learned how to be afraid. The first time ever. As basically Issei just smiles at her, and he just says, well, it was like she already learned her place. As she bows for forgiveness, as Issei just tells her to sit back, lift her head up. It's not good for you to have your head bound to somebody like me. As Renair just saying, well, she did kind of, he was like, I know, but still, I don't like that. A simple handshake of forgiveness or saying sorry is all I need. You know, and then he looks at, her father and just tells him, just give her a stern talking to and teach her how to sense energy. I have 8 more freaking cards I need to unlock. And, Reese goes like, what? And Azazel says, yes, I actually had a couple of Joker cards lying around. Basically, they all have unpredictable powers that may come to him. Well, to you guys. To me, not so much. So, I would have, well, I'd like to have the leader, or should I say Lucifer, to stay here, too, if you do not mind. As he says, I will not, I don't mind at all, Azazel. As Phoenix leaves, well, his Razor and his parents leaves, along with his sister and Perhaj, they're gone. As, well, Issei's just standing up, leaning against the wall, and puts back on his glasses and there, just says, just looking at it very curiously. And he goes, is something on my face? She goes, no, I'm just trying to decide if you look better without glasses or with. As he just says, really? She just chuckles and says, sorry. So, Zex sits down, in the chair across from Azazel. And he just says, I can't believe that worked. As Issei kind of just chuckles at this, which everyone's shocked by. He goes, what do you mean? As he goes, so, you were the special friend that boss said, huh? Cool. So, how are we gonna, basically, how are we gonna determine how strong I am? Training? As he goes, yeah, pretty much. That's why we have the event the day before the wedding, so we give you a proper week to, train. As he says, puts the thumbs up for that, and he was like, yeah, I've been slacking on my workout for a couple of days, so also I've been just going at night, sneaking and helping out people during the night, basically. As Zazel says, so you're that mysterious masked person that's always going around helping out people. He goes, yeah, pretty much. So, what's gonna happen? Like when we're leaving tomorrow? I'd rather just leave right now, but hey, as Azale says, yeah, tomorrow. Basically, your parents were already notified by me about the plan, and well, I showed them a little clip of how Razor acts, and both of your parents said to kick his butt, and they already want me, and they're already here. As Issei looks at the door as they enter, and says, Issei, here's a bag. Alright? Kick that bird's butt. And he goes, with a thumbs up, he goes, with pleasure. As they just leave, well, no, Azazel snaps his fingers to teleport them back home. And he goes, there. Your bag's packed along with Azia, right? She goes, mm-hmm. So yeah, also, there's a little thing I would like to have, since my member of, my fallen angel, who is not a part, well, as of right now, he is not working for me at all. I would like to have him to be a part of the Grumry household temporarily, mad, or permanently, depending on the situation. And I would like to help out the Grumry household when I, in due time, to, well, just try to give our Dragon Boy here some power boost. Also, I'm the only one who can unlock the seal on him, so I'm gonna be needed. But yeah, I mean, as of right now, he's not ready for the second seal. It would just hurt him. But his body could regenerate from it pretty quickly, I presume, as Issei nods. And, well, Zex just says, Zazel, you always think ahead of me. Always 10 steps ahead. He goes, no, every 2 steps. You're always, well, you always sometimes are 5 steps ahead of me. And Reese's parents are going like, why did you, as basically Issa just tells them, you're making her marry somebody who's a horrible person and someone she does not love. That is the only, also, it doesn't freaking matter her who he is as long as she like loves him. She would probably marry. But hey, you guys don't technically care. You guys made her be in this marriage, so I'm just fixing your mistakes. As basically, Azazel goes, "Whoa, that's pretty bold of you," saying to the former king of hell, well, of the underworld. As you know, Reese's father goes, "How dare!" As then a Kagane comes out and pierces him right in the knee, or should I say, right in the leg. As everyone just was like shocked by this. As you know, Renera goes like, "Ha, you know, really, Issei?" As he's just looking blankly at her, he goes like, "What? What? What'd I do?" She goes, "You good Kagane." He goes, "Oh, sorry. Didn't notice. I stabbed that freaking heartless jerk." As well, Zex and Azazel laugh, and is trying so hard not to. As you know, Reese's mom looking at him like she's about to kill him, but then all of a sudden, like multiple spears of light and a beam of magical powers being charged. As basically Zex and Azazel goes, "Nah, that's a bad move." As Issa, takes out his Kagane, and then he just starts walking over to both of them. He basically just says, "Punch me," to Reese's father. As when he basically does, he gave him a good right hook, and for some weird reason, Issei doesn't even have a bruise on him. He goes, "Wow, that's all you got? Your magical power is supposed to be strong since you were the ruler of the underworld, right?" Kind of pathetic. As he just, turns around and walks away. As he basically looks at Zex and Zazel before, which he stopped and says this to him. He goes, "It doesn't matter if freaking, Razor even throws a fireball at me if the king is so weak. Well, former king. But I bet the current one could at least give me a good punch to the face while making me bleed a little." As Zex just, gets up and he goes, "I like your attitude, kid. It's too bad you're dating somebody. I would have asked you to date my sister." As Issei doesn't even smile at this. He just says this. "The person who let me die? Nearly? Yeah, no thanks. I'd rather date the girl who killed me." Nearly killed me, he says, as he walks over to Renera as her face is blushing, and he just, lifts up her chin and kisses her. And Rias is like, wow, um, I just, I don't know how to feel. As, Zex just says, "Fair point. That's understandable. But would you really have ever dated my daughter? I mean, not my daughter, my sister, if he goes, if I became a part of the Purage and I, knew her, got to know her over time, maybe, but highly likely not. She's not my type." And just Akano was just thinking, what is his type? As he just says, "I like my girlfriends to be a little bit less, how can I say this right? Hmm, a little less proper. A little bit more of a, wild slash fun tomboy side. Maybe. Hey, tomboy. I don't really know for sure. All I just know is I just don't like girls that are proper and have, are always just always serious and doesn't like to have fun. So yeah, as Riz's mouth is open, and she goes, but I'm, you know, look at me. And he goes, yeah, no. Probably the White Dragon Emperor will like you better than me. Huh. I wonder. Could it be someone? I mean, I have a question, sir. As he tosses, looking at us, he goes, about the Lucifer title. Is that passed down through every king? He goes, yes, and he basically Issa goes, so what happened to the originals? Like, were they like hunted down or something? Like actual children? As he goes, yeah, stay away. He was like, why? Because they were a threat to the new generation, and well, it had to be done. He was like, what happens if are there any survivors? And he was, yes. As an Issa just says out loud, so the white dragon may be a Lucifer, natural king's, descendant. If that is true, then that's gonna be really fun. So yeah, so basically, everyone decides to get their stuff packed, which Azazel does heal. Is his father's leg, but he does warn him, saying, "Seriously, you're going against the Red Dragon Emperor. He's strong enough to probably handle, well, a 13, maybe even 50 times boost. As he basically, Issei says 120 times boost. As Evie says, do the calculation of how much power I'll have because I'm also a ghoul. As that Azazel just says that's pretty high. Kind of for his strength already without a boost. Yeah, you better be watching yourself. Hold on, I forgot his name truthfully, but I've looked it up again. Um, Zoltix. All right. As he looks at Vanilla, she just says, "Even you." And yeah, so basically, after everyone got their stuff packed, they hop on to, and they even got permission from the school right away. They hop onto a vehicle just to go outside of the city and go to the training grounds. And so EC's able to carry the bag with ease, and they had to add a lot more weight for it just to be a trouble for him walking, and he does it pretty easily still. Basically, it was like the size of Kaneko's bag almost, but a little bit smaller, like 2 times smaller. No, 1 time smaller than that. No, yeah, 2 times smaller than Kaneko's. So yeah, and everyone says this place looks amazing. Renee's there, Azazel, because he's gonna have to. Renee's gonna have to teach him how to use, well, not magic, but how to summon out holy weapons, how to morph them. Well, more like holy the spears, and how to morph it, the energy, into something else. Because they're kind of saying the Joker is one of the most strongest cards that they have. Is the third strongest, but depends on the person. It could be a first strongest or second strongest, or even the worst. The Joker's really random, but hey, it looks like since you have 8, all the it's gonna be probably stronger than Azazel himself, as Renier says. So yeah, so basically for this training though, Issei has learned swordsmanship. He's also he did get the ability to summon, like, make the spears of light, and he's hanging out with his familiar, the wolf, which Azazel goes, "Holy cow, kid! A wolf, even a black one too. Nice, black wolf. Those are really rare for us. Usually we always get like a white one." As he looks at him and was like, "Wait, really?" He was white or gray. Black wolves are rare, kind of. or us. And then basically, Issa just says, but I thought they usually get them because of the color, of the wings. It was, no, no, no. We usually just get a gray or white wolf. If we ever, get one. Anyways, back to training. As Issa looks at his, familiar, he goes like, that's weird, right? As, he nods. So, yeah. So basically, he trains. He does learn how to, use the dragon shot. He also learns, how to then, like, form the light sword, but it's, like, very, like, weak at the time, so he's had to work on it, but he does have a lot of magic potential. So, yeah. And so, what happens, during this training, more of it. Issei perfects his fighting style. He's also been. He basically created another move. It looks like Sword Burst from Kiba. Basically, he just smacks his fist in the ground, and he says "Dragon Burst," as then basically a whole bunch of energy light beams come out of nowhere, and yeah. Kiva and Issei's relationship is a little bit rocky in this one. He said he hates fallen angels, and Issei's a fallen angel. He doesn't know how to feel about him sometimes, so it's like when they're battling, he wants to try to kill him, but at the same time, he doesn't want to. So yeah, alright. So let's just say after training session, Issei just looks at Kiba. He goes, "Hey, I know you hate fallen angels, so tell me." I don't know the reason. It's probably because of his his friend's dying due to the, if you guys know my other what ifs, the Holy Sword Project. But if you didn't, sorry for spoiling that. He had friends. So let's just say it's that, but it's also something else. And he goes, "All right, just know I'm not like them. You can believe me if you want, but it's up to you, man." I don't really care that much. I just want to know because your fighting style is always, there's always a weird opening at certain times of us fighting. As Kiwa doesn't believe him, so they fight and Issei hits him in the openings that now he sees, and he thanks Issei for it. He goes, "No problem, just So yeah, he walks away, and yeah. So Issei's works on his Kagane too. Basically, he's able to at least has his Kagane to separate from like the tail spears, well, tail daggers, whatever, and basically have like claws, like turn them into like claws, like yeah, basically like wolf claws or so. So that way he's able to use them to swing off of stuff. He's able to then like grab stuff with them too and throw them. He's able to do a lot more. Sorry about my stomach; it's just hungry now. I just want to focus on the fight and a little bit of like the season 2. Well, at least like only like a couple of episodes. So yeah. So anyways, so after all this training, Issei has learned how to summon out spears of light, swords of light, fighting style improved, dragon shot, swordsmanship, and spend a lot of time with Renair, his familiar, and everyone else. And Azazel even gave him some pointers on how to, make it faster boost multiple times all at once. Well, boost multiple times at once, and then, throughout the time, only boost every 5 seconds. Or about 4 minutes. And you say nods. So yeah. So that week's over. They have to go back. It's a Sunday. Classes go normally, and then let's just say it was a Friday. The wedding's gonna be no, a Saturday. So basically, Friday night, Issei, everyone goes ready to fight. Azazel and Rhaenyra are only there to be watching, and so yeah, as Rias asks, "Are you ready, Issei?" And he puts on the mask. His eyes, was all red. He goes like, "I'm ready." So they go through the gate that she opens up, and yeah, everyone gets in position. Azazel, then senses, you know, Zoltix and Venona, along with Zex and Griffia, and Phoenix's sister parents. He goes, you guys are here to watch the show, huh? This is gonna be fun. It was basically, you know, no one wants to say anything, but Phoenix's parents are thinking our son's an idiot. His sister's saying kick his butt, big brother, and Griffia and you know Griffia doesn't care who wins, but Vanilla and well, Zoltix just saying they technically want the boy to win, and Razor to lose. So yeah. So anyways, so after making like a plan on who's gonna be where and do, basically, put down traps or so, be like the first defense, second defense, while Issei's on the attack. So and who's gonna be like healing when they can. So yeah, after all that situation, she says we're ready to go. As well, Razor already made his plans and says they're ready. As basically something happens when they say begin. So they were in the forest. Issei just runs, and what happens is that when he is running, he has a pretty good sense of smell, so he can tell like where people are coming from, and so because of him being like learning how to control the holy spears and just like making holy energy weapons, he basically does something pretty unique. He makes kunais of light and just throws them in the direction of the people, and then immediately blitz in that direction while boosting, and all you can hear is like boost 12 times. And these three girls are the ones that are trying to find a place, dodge the kunais like in cannon. One of them lands on a trap, it shocks them, and everyone like lands on another trap, it basically does that same thing. While the third one is wondering what the, as an Issei is like right there, he just grabs her by the well, throat and just slams her to the ground, and basically then like just slams his foot after he gets up into her stomach, knocking her out. And then he just punches the one girl in the stomach, knocking her out. As the third one, the one that was shot the first time, is wondering, what the? As then all of a sudden, she just sees like something just come at her after she heard a crack and just smacked her right across the face. Alright, I'll be back. Alright, but yeah, so Issei says, 3 down, so many to go. Alright, this is gonna be too easy. As then he just, starts running again. As, Razor finds out 3 people were taken down already. That was the one to find the base. And he goes, what the? As, well, Issei goes to the gym next, and it's the 2 pawns, along with the bishop. As he goes, I really do not like fighting girls. And he's he wears an outfit that they see him in this, the same outfit that he wore out when he was on the date with Rhaenyra. As they go like, doesn't matter. It's not like you're gonna win. He goes, I already took down 3 of your members in a matter of seconds. Yeah, and that was the one of the pawns who said it, and they go, so what? We're technically stronger than them. And he goes, all right. He cracked his fingers, and his Kaganes come out, and he just says, then let's play. As he just dashes forward, like really quickly, unknown to like they did not know his speed, and basically they just basically they got the chainsaws. They try to try to break the like actually cut right through the Kagane, but two of them because he's using the tail basically to block. As the chainsaw just breaks as they go, what the? As he basically just grabs them both heads and slams them together, and which it knocks them out. And he just looks at the girl, which Kaneko fights, and he just asks her, "Can you please just surrender?" And she goes, "All right, I give up." As she goes, "What the?" And he goes, "Thank you." And he just does a little smile. And well, she can't see, but he's smiling, and for some reason she just feels like she should be blushing right now. And he goes, "Oh, by the way, your face is red." She goes, "Huh?" And he just walks out. Which Razor finds out, and their three members failed, and I was in the gym. And you're like, what? How am I? What's going on? As the queen basically, Issei then brings out his wings and flies upwards. As he basically looks around, he sees the queen, and all he does is has a spear of light and just throws, and just has it flying towards her. She dodges it, but that was only a distraction, so he do exactly the same thing again. He just goes goes right towards her, applying speeds, but with his, with his boosted gear, punches her in the face, sending her flying to the ground, and then all you just see is a little ball. And she goes, what the? And he goes, dragon shot! And he punches it and just shoots down, hitting her, knocking her unconscious. In which then Issei flies back down and he thinks everyone's gonna be inside. So he's gonna make this pretty much an easy fight for me now. And then he activates his Kagane and just runs right into the building. And well, in a matter of 30 minutes, most of the members are basically being knocked out or hurt, having a broken bone or two. In which he did warn them that he doesn't want to hurt them, they should just surrender, but they refused. So yeah, as the last two are defending the door, as he doesn't even look like he had a scratch on him, and he goes, this is why I hate this guy. And so basically with the Kagane, he just smacks them both to the side, hitting the wall, and then basically they're unconscious because of he did enough force for them to be hit the wall really hard, so that way they would. And then he just kicks open the door. He goes, "Sup?" As Razor goes, "How? How are you able to?" As he goes, "I'm stronger than you." Oh, by the way, shh. I don't want to hear your voice while I beat you. Beat you to a bloody pulp. As Razor goes like, "How dare!" As in all of a sudden he just appears right in front of him and knees him in the gut. Which he says, "Did I tell you to speak, Phoenix?" And he goes, "No." As then Issei hits him in the gut twice, and he goes, "What was that?" He shakes his head, "No." He goes, "Good, you learn." As then he brings up his head, by holding his hair, he goes, "Now, let me show you what happens when you make me angry." As Issei, lets go of him and kicks him right in the stomach, sending him flying, but through the window. As then Issei jumps out of the window, and well, the two members that were outside the door, one of them wakes up, and then what she sees is Razor Dang just getting punched in the face, even grabbed and brought down, and to have a holy dag, one of this energy base because I think the holy energy, which can make, which Coco Bill can do, but making swords, the Holy Spear, but Issei has control to make multiple weapons out of it. As then he just stabs him in the knee with a dagger, as then he basically rips it out and it's burned, but he heals. And he goes, okay, let's test out your regeneration abilities than mine. As basically Kagene's come out, well, Kagene's warrior, as they just point at Razor, as then he goes, I am Razor. I would not lose to a low life, lower. Well, Angel, he goes, I'm the Joker. I have 8 Joker cards. Who are you calling literally nobody? As then all of a sudden, like the Kagenes are just piercing Razor like all over, really fast. As basically by the time he stops, Razor was healing, but it was like he basically just like trying so hard not to fall over. As everyone saw this, it was like basically altogether he did like 24 times, hitting him multiple non-vital areas. As he just goes, 24, and you couldn't even do nothing. Surrender now, Razor, or I'll make sure you just are actually dead. So, what's gonna be? Death or living? As Razor says, I am done. As he falls over. As he says, good choice. As well, Razor family was in shock, while Zex knew Azazel pretty well to tell that he had confidence in the boy. Well, not Zex, Azazel just coughing. Renair's just smiling, while Zoltix and Venona are in shock. So Issei takes off the mask with the eye patch, and he goes, next time, Razor, you should really train. And he just walks off. Rias and the rest of the gang heard that Issei won, which they were in shock. He took them all down by himself. Kiba says. Akeno says, but that's impossible. Kanako says, but he did. Azia just says, though, that's Issei for you. And, Rias just says, amazing. Simply amazing. So, yeah, Razor lost, so the marriage proposal's, voided. It's not on no more. And, she thanks him. He goes like, that was no problem. It's just basically for me to test out my strength. By the way, what level was he? And they say such and such level, like such and such level. He was like, wow, weak. That's all. That's all he says. So yeah. So basically, he just speaking his mind, because that's what happened. This is more of his emotions are out because he does not like a Razor at all. So yeah, he hates him, so his emotions are out, and that was it. Like, that was what happened. He basically did that while he was all angry. So, anyways, after that whole entire incident, everything goes good for about a month. Him and Azia and Renair Renair and him are becoming closer. Azia and Azia and Renair are becoming friends. Everyone's getting along with Issei. Until the whole entire time when they came over to Issei's house and the whole entire picture scene and the Holy Sword's happening. So, what happens, after that? After, Kiba does get attacked by the priest, Issei does smell blood during the rain. He basically gets out, outside of his place. He running over. He does see Kiba and the priest fighting. As then Issei just jumps forward with his Kagane out, mask on, and just try to strike the priest, which he dodges. And he goes, whoa, 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 I am not dealing with this guy at all. Bye there, devil boy, as he just leaves. As Issei goes, Kiba, you alright? He goes, yeah, Yeah, I'm fine. But he got away. He was like, it doesn't matter. Priest. Crap, man. Gotta go. Yeah, and they leave. So Kiva does say thanks, but he's gonna have to go a separate way. He was like, okay, what happened? Why did you have strange at my house? He goes, it's nothing, Issei. Please let it go. For now, at least. So I'm ready to tell you. Issei sighs and says, fine, but you owe me a freaking thing of ramen later for it. He goes, alright, I promise. So yeah. So after that, they do have like visitors. I mean, after that, basically, they will have visitors that night. So yeah, so basically, we're just gonna skip like normal day of class, then basically to the at Issei's house. He goes, "Huh? You feel that?" You know, Renair does feel say, "Yeah, it feels like holy energy," as in Azia is like wondering, "Why is that?" He goes like, "It's at my house. Probably some visitors." Azia, stay behind me, all right? She does. I mean, she nods her head and does. So when they go in, they meet Zenobia and Irina. Right, and Irina basically, as you know, she goes, Issei, it's been such a long time. As then he goes, Irina? She goes, yeah, you remember me? He was like, yeah, I mean, we're friends. You moved and, oh, you look like a tomboy, I remember now. He goes, yeah, I pretty much did. You know, his mom says, Issei. She goes, no, it's fine, Mrs. Huda. It is. As Zenobia is shocked. And, but then, you know, she gets her composure. She's looking at, you know, Azia. As then Issei just looks at her and a flicker of power comes off of him as she's like somewhat terrified a little. Not terrified, more like startled. And he just smiles at this. And so after a little talk, they leave. Reese comes over and, well, she, you know, says she's glad Azia is safe. And he was like, holy priest. Probably had some holy weapons on them, like a sense. She goes like, what type? It was like, I don't know, but extraordinary, like a large amount of power coming off of them. As Rhaenyra says, those must be the holy swords. I heard a rumor about someone stole them a while back before, you know, from a old, well, friend of mine, she says. And it's basically, Issei looks at her and goes like, fallen angel. She goes, yeah. He goes, alright. But he's thinking, probably just a lie or a trap. It's hard for me to trust her, but I do. I just have to have some doubt so that way I can plan. I can have a little plan just in case. As, you know, it's basically she, you know, Reese just says, though, who would have, you know, been stupid enough to steal a holy sword or a couple of them? As Issei just says, probably, you know, desperate. That's all. So, yeah. So, she even shows her the picture of him and Irina in, and then she says that was a holy sword. It was like, holy crap. So yeah. So after that, next day it's basically the Zenobia and Irina come over, talk to Rias, and then, well, Zenobia says exactly the same thing, but you know, okay, but you know, Issei before he steps in, he knows the glow around Azia. Oh, a little glow in Azia happens because she's happy, because she remembered the good times, and you know, the more Zenobia says anything bad, Reese is about to say something, and then all of a sudden, Issei just has a holy light sword at her neck as Zenobia. He goes, I'm not part of the Grimmy family, so I can easily do this to you, humans. Alright, you want to shut it and fight, or do you want to, you know, be dead here already. As she says fight. As Kiva says he'll fight too. So yes, the fight in this one with them goes a little bit different. She basically says how we are fallen, you are a fallen angel and I'm a servant of God, blah blah blah. Irina says, and Zenobia just fights Kiva exactly the same way. So multiple boosts are happening. Issa using holy light weapon basically to fight. As she was, as basically Irina saying like, how are you so strong? He was like, easy, I train. And then he does kick her, and then he basically says, dragon, I think I said dragon explosion. Oh, yeah, I think I did. Yeah, but basically he slams his fist in the ground, and he does say, no, it was dragon eruption. So then he says, dragon eruption! And then basically multiple lights are coming out of the ground, and, well, he made it so that way it wouldn't kill, but, yeah. So, holy sword, warriors win. And the whole entire thing about how they need to work together and all that does happen. Same way, Kiva leaves and all that happens. That's so far I can remember. Oh, no. But, so they do dress up. They do get into the fight with the priest again. And, they do split up. Renair does get kidnapped at Cocobill, along with. Well, no one just, she gets kidnapped. Renair gets kidnapped because of, she failed, and Azazel has been, keeping her out of Cocobill's sight. So, yeah. And, oh, man. I'm starting to get tired, so I'm going to end this here. Sorry about that, everyone. I just hope you guys have a nice day, night, wherever you are. Stay safe out there. But yeah, next part is the next what if is Beyblade, for at least 2 what ifs of that, and then Spider-Man Issei. And then what if Issei, had or gained the power of Sukuna. Yeah, Sukuna. I'm gonna make that, and that's gonna have a thumbnail for it. So hope you guys will enjoy that what if. But yeah, anyways, bye everyone. Have a nice day, night, wherever you are. Bye.